Hello, my name is Jihyeon from TEDxYouthSeoul. What is the first thing that comes into your mind when you see these pictures? I guess most of you will just think that these are some common objects. However, these objects are not just common objects. They share special secrets. Fortunately, my curiosity got the best of me, so I had to research the origin of the secret, and the journey only led me to more questions. How could an individual be inspired to create a pen? How could an individual be inspired to create a post-it? How could an individual be inspired to create a cup? The innovative secrets of these objects were inspired by the creative spark. Then, what is the creative spark? Before answering the question, we must first place aside the fears created by the word creative. Yes, creative means resulting from originality of thought and expression, but creative ideas can also come from a combination of thoughts. Going back to the question, what is creative spark? I think creative spark is an individual's fresh idea that enhances our world by benefiting many in a positive way. It is especially important in this generation where the world is changing incredibly quick and breakthrough ideas are required to stay competitive. Generating fresh idea is actually quite challenging because most people find it difficult to go beyond the obvious incremental solutions. True creative spark requires the ability to break new ground, opening up a world of possibilities. Of course, some individuals are fortunate their sprouting imagination was nurtured and grown in a manner which allowed their creative thinking ability to flourish. However, we must not forget that the seeds of creative spark live in everyone. Then, what are some ways that the seeds can grow and mature into beautiful flowers and eventually form a bountiful union? To do so, we first need to plant the creative seed under the ground. Actually, nobody really knows how our creative seed begins to grow. However, I'm sure if you're listening to my presentation, your creative sparks have been blossoming. Not only due to my presentation, but also because of your out-of-the-box ability to think, analyze, and interpret facts about it. For me, I'm interested in helping people who suffer from extreme poverty and lack of medical support. After I found out about the supermassive typhoon that damaged the Philippines, I deeply thought about the scale of damage and what kind of terrors that the Filipinos have to face. As my creative spark sprouts and my passion for helping others grows, I finally came up with the ideas to help people, ideas that can make our lives easier, and ideas that can give joy to our worlds. My creative spark started to sparkle as our school's leadership team presented to student council their desire for us to raise money for the victims of the typhoon in the Philippines. So I let my creative spark fly. We thought making a donation mandatory is too compulsory and we all didn't want it. Therefore, I came up with the idea to sell some food and drinks to the students during the lunch time. It was a win-win. The students could get what they want, and while doing so, they were donating the money to Philippines. Instead of going to the deli for a 2-week period, students bought the food and drinks from us for the donation. Now, for the important part, the flowers are finally in bloom, and simultaneously, my creative spark bursted out. It was the idea of giving out small donation receipt to the students who bought food and drinks in exchange for donation. The receipt looked like those in the picture. The positive aspects of a donation receipt is that the students can recognize that they have made a donation to a greater good, not just simply buying food and drinks for themselves. The next step was to help create pride among the student body by posting the receipts, listing all the names of the students who have made the donation. The receipts form the donation tree to represent the growth we have given to the victims of the typhoon of the Philippines. As a result, the donation trees encourage the other students, a true ripple effect. Our next fundraiser will follow the same system. Throughout this process, I came up with the idea for fundraising and also encouraged the students for donation. Thanks to my creative spark, I contributed in making our community better. As I mentioned before, the seeds of creative spark live in everyone. To form a wonderful society with creative sparks. Now it is time for you to plant your own creative seed, and with your support and encouragements, your seeds will flourish. Thank you so much.